Hey guys, welcome back to some more Sonic Heroes. We're heading back into Grand Metropolis, this time with Team Dark.
And a weird graphic glitch on the freaking loading screen.
Look at that slowdown.
Well, look at those like white lines there.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes, he's mine. Any objections?
Negative.
Is this the energy plant?
He's mine. Okay, you can have him. Jeez.
You gotta love like early days Omega because he had so much sass. Like this version and the one in Shadow the Hedgehog was so sassy. And then they made him a straight, robotic, boring, no interesting character kind of person with 06. They played the robot thing a little too serious.
Yeah, they kind of did. Like, especially with his movements and the cutscenes, like really stupidly animated. I was like, really?
I still think the weirdest part about Omega in that game was that he had the time travel to get Shadow back into the past. So by doing that, he just slept for like hundreds of years. And then he went back into the past with Shadow. So at that point, what was like one awake Omega, one asleep one in that world?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's, time travel is a weird concept in media, no matter what. I haven't seen to this day a time travel story done right.
Yeah.
Like to the point where it would not make plot holes, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, really the only one I'm thinking of is Ocarina of Time from the video game standpoint, but even that, weird issues. Mainly with the whole timeline splitting thing.
Yeah. I mean, even like a movie like Back to the Future has its plot holes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was the whole plot point Back to the Future, too.
Yeah.
And look how well that went for them.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in Grand Metropolis zone, so it's good appropriate conversation to talk about the future.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just, it's kind of weird. Wow.
Just a little surprised I was able to get my flight character swap there, eh?
Was that an Xbox glitch?
What, me, like, just not being able to move there for a second?
No. Did you see it go through right through the window? It didn't shatter when you went through it.
Oh, that window doesn't have glass in every version.
Oh, is that like that in every version?
Yeah.
Okay. My bad.
Yeah, it's a window that just has the cross pattern, but no glass. It's weird.
Come on. Let's go. I'll take it from here.
Also, another thing that's weird is I don't know if this is an emulation bug on 360 or if this is actually how the Xbox version is, but the platforms here don't animate, so they still give you that speed boost, but they just don't move. And I think they like this on PS2 as well, hence why I'm not sure this was an emulation bug here, actually how it was intended.
Kill.
I'll take it from here.
Kill.
Someone's out for blood.
Hear Omega with his lines is kind of funny.
Yeah. He has a lot of sass, but he doesn't have any emotion in his voice, so it just really makes you think.
Kill. Like, oh geez, calm down.
Yeah, I think this story too has a lot of Lightspeed Dash moments.
Yeah. Yeah, Team Dark uses a lot more of the Lightspeed Dash in a lot of Bombless Pit areas because since it technically is the hard mode, they would expect you at this point to be more accustomed to using this move. But Sonic and Shadow are the only two characters in this game that have Lightspeed Dash, so don't expect this with the other teams.
Yeah, Amy and SBO don't have Lightspeed Dash.
No, they replace their kick even with different things too. Like Amy has her hammer when you use Rocket XL, which is probably the worst Rocket XL in the game for that reason. And then SBO throws out Ninja Star. It's okay.
It's just okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of effective. It's a little slow, but it's at least better than stopping your momentum like Amy's hammer. Nice pull.
Yeah, nice pull. What the hell?
That works in every version, but if you use Team Blast there and you activate the switch for the pole, the graphic doesn't load, but it just basically makes the pole like it's instantly risen up, so you can just use it right away. It's really cool.
Texaco? Man.
Nice loop.
Oh, nice loop. Nice automatic sequence, by the way.
This happens to me in every version, too. Like, I don't know what's with this section with Team Dark, but it just always fails to work.
Is Texaco still in business?
Not sure, actually.
Not thinking about it. Like, I remember this was kind of weird back. Though I have a memory of Texaco, the company. I think Texaco was a gas station.
Yeah, it's a gas station, and from the looks of things, they're still in business.
Okay. I back when in the 2000 Olympic Games, they had it was back in Australia, Sydney, Australia. It was the Olympics back in 2000, and I just remember this commercial with they had a branded toy, like a gas station had a branded toys to celebrate the Olympics, and it was like a koala bear, a wombat, a kangaroo, and some sort of bird. I can't remember the bird, but I just remember the commercial. It was like Texaco stuffed animal, or it was Texaco flying Olympic animals or something like that. I gotta go find the commercial. I can't remember. I just remember it because I do have those toys, and when I saw Hexaco on there, it just reminded me of Texaco. And I just like, oh, I just remember this story to talk about.
I mean, I know a lot of them did that back in the day. Like, Hess was a big one, too. I have a lot of the Hess trucks that they released over the years.
Speaking of which, I hate bringing this up in this video because it'll kind of date this video by the time it goes up. But I don't think the Olympic Games are going to happen this year because of the coronavirus that's going around. And that just makes, when I think about it, it's just like that. The Mario and Sonic game at the Tokyo Olympic Games on the Switch is going to be the only game where the Olympics can happen.
Which would be weird if that actually is the case. We're not sure because, yeah, at this time it's months out.
Nope.
They may change things because a lot of events are either pushing their dates or just flat out canceling things to be safe, even if it's months out.
Well, that's the thing too, is I'm afraid if they did, because think about all the money they would have wasted. Think of all the money they have wasted building a stadium, because every city that gets nominated to do the Olympics has to build a stadium. And think of all the money that they waste, building the stadium to hold this event that happens once every 4 to 8 years.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, they would just push it at that point, so they would still reuse the stadium. They would just not use it for, like, a year.
Yeah, I think they'll push it back. I mean, granted, it's an event that happens every 4 years. It's not like they're on a time schedule to begin with. But, I don't know, man. If they have to push it back, or flat out cancel. If they cancel it, I'm gonna be surprised, and it's gonna be it's gonna be a really weird. I might have to go pick up Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo Games, because that game might actually, I don't know if it would have rarity because of the fact that. Not
really. It may depend, but I don't think it would have rarity per se. It would just be more significant because it would still happen, just not in that year it's advertised.
Yeah. Yeah, see, look, there's a lot of Lightspeed Dash crap with Team Dark.
They really wanted to make sure you knew how to use this after playing Team Sonic Story. So I hope you didn't start with Team Dark first. That'd be a nightmare.
Man, it's so weird seeing the Xbox version of the Team Blast. It's like, push this white button, and I'm like,
what is this thing?
I haven't ever played the PS2 version of this game. I was seeing a lot of people play it, and I'm like, yeah, it's by far the worst version of the game.
Yeah, if you haven't played that version, good. Don't do it. Not worth it. Bad. Real bad. We'll see that version in due time.
But then again, that's the biggest problem with the PS2. And I like the PS2, don't get me wrong. It's really good. I liked all the consoles of the 6th generation. The 6th generation had really good consoles, and I love them. It's probably my favorite generation of consoles to this day. But the PS2 was, you could tell that That console isn't as optimized as the other one.
Yeah, well, it also released first too because they wanted to get that thing out right away. It was a DVD player, so they really want to push that, and because of it, it suffered in comparison because the GameCube and the Xbox came out later and had more powerful hardware, so they were able to play multi-platform games a lot easier. So usually if there was a game released on GameCube, PS2, and Xbox, the PS2 was always considered the worst version because it just was kind of poorly optimized.
Like I said, not to say the PS2 is bad. It's a really good console, and I love it. I mean, hell, it's the best-selling console to this date, still, for a reason.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just like, yeah. You just clipped right through that rail, didn't you?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to slowly fall down now. Fine, we can fly to a different one.
But I know a lot of, like, variants of multi-plat games are probably the worst played on the PS2. I can't think of a handful. Maybe Okami's port was better on the PS2, like Wii.
I mean, in that regard, yeah, because the Wii version, biggest problem it had was the controls. Because while drawing on the screen was pretty accurate, trying to do anything else was kind of Waggle City.
Yeah. I mean, another thing, too, is the PS2 had that in the loading screen, so.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, they did restore the loading screen minigame in the HD ports they did a couple years back. It wasn't in the first one on PS3, but like PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, like they all have that minigame back.
Okay.
Okami had weird things happen with sports. Like the Wii port, it got rid of the credits because the original studio who worked on it, Clover, disbanded at that point, so they didn't want to change the credits, so instead of taking out certain people's names in the studio, they just deleted the credits, which was weird. PS3 added the Move controller support and restored the credits from the PS2 version, but it didn't have the minigame still from the PS2. And then, like, the newer HD port fixed all these issues, added back-end stuff, and added in motion control support for versions that could use it, like PS4 touch bar support and Switch gyro controls and all that. So it's by far the best version, but I swear, all the Okami ports have something different.
Yeah, I did. And actually, it's funny because I just now realized that the Switch version had the gyro control. I didn't even know. But, I mean, I'll play through the game again. I'll try to use the gyro controls. I actually like the Switch gyro controls a lot. They're really good.
Yeah. Well, it's mimicking a lot of, like, the Wii controls in that game, which really help.
Yeah.
Trying to draw with the PS4 touchpad's weird. I've tried it. It's kind of awkward. It takes some time to get used to. It is quick, but it's not accurate.
Yeah.
Probably the best way to control that accuracy and fastness is probably with the PC version with the mouse.
Man, who are those?
Alright, so now we're going to do a team battle.
What's up, SBO?
Yeah, so here's the only other team we haven't seen at this point. Team Chaotix.
You're doing here.
Who's this broad? Our client's adversary, perhaps.
You mean the bad guys?
You guys don't fool me. I know what you're after.
What a weird looking team.
Uh-huh.
Chaotix was weird itself because this is the first time we've seen Chaotix since Knuckles Chaotix on the 32X,
Yeah.
which was a long time ago.
Step back.
Yeah, now they're more remembered for every other role and not the 32X game, because that's only appeared on that system.
Oh, I see this team is kind of giving you a little bit more trouble than Team Rose did. So.
Yeah, they put up more of a fight. Still not that terrible, though, because tornado everything and dead.
And yeah, I'm really mad. Then gets thrown off the edge.
I'm so mad, I'm leaving.
No, you don't get to throw me off. I throw myself off.
I've thrown myself off. Thank you very much. I mean, we proved that when Sonic Team fought us.